We do have a new board coming in, and so hopefully it'll be a nice clean slate and we can move forward in a positive direction from things like this.
A controversial charter amendment on the November 5th ballot removing borrowing limits on the Palm Coast government has become a hot topic because some of the city leadership, including Palm Coast Vice Mayor Ed Danko, thinks the amendment's language is misleading. It's known a lawsuit has been filed by resident and former mayoral candidate Alan Lowe to remove the amendment. However, Flagler Live reports a new twist, releasing excerpts of text messages between Danko and Jenny Duarte, a Palm Coast resident who had considered serving as the plaintiff before Alan Lowe's lawsuit was filed. According to Flagler Live, the messages show Danko discussing legal strategies, gathering information from Duarte, and advising her on what not to disclose after the lawsuit was underway. Councilmember Pontieri opposes this level of involvement.
I have no issue whatsoever with public officials having differing opinions on policy. Obviously, there's been a lot of discourse between myself and every council member. So whenever that's what we should have. We should have debate, healthy discourse, and disagreement on issues. That's how you govern. But when you take this step that personally involves you on both sides of the fence, that's where that inherent conflict of interest comes into play.
Danko told Flagler Live, you do get involved in things when you're an elected official, but there's nothing bad about that, denying any implication that he orchestrated the lawsuit. Danko goes on to say that he was involved in having conversations about the lawsuit, never recommended an attorney to anyone, and was never going to pay for anyone. Danko tells WNZF he had nothing to do with Alan Lowe's lawsuit.
I have no involvement in the lawsuit that Alan Lowe brought concerning this Palm Coast City Charter Amendment 1. No involvement. I'm not contributing financially to it. Alan is my friend. I'm glad he brought this lawsuit. I'm glad he's standing up for the citizens of Palm Coast. This Charter Amendment 1 is bad for Palm Coast, and I sure hope the public votes it down.
Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Thursday, October 31st. Today is Halloween, and the Flagler County Sheriff's Office is stepping up patrols to handle an anticipated rise in vehicle, bicycle, and pedestrian traffic on Flagler County roads. Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley.
To make sure our ghosts and goblins out trick-or-treating on October 31st will be safe, we will have extra patrols patrolling our neighborhoods. And as a reminder to drivers, please don't drive distracted. There'll be a lot of pedestrians walking around looking for treats. Some might be wearing dark costumes. So slow down, pay attention to where you're driving, and watch out for our ghosts and goblins as they traverse Flagler County looking for treats.
Additionally, the FCSO Sex Offender Unit is actively monitoring offenders and predators, ensuring they do not distribute candy, decorate for Halloween, interact with minors, or leave their homes after 4:30 p.m. on Halloween. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you.
I encourage different municipal entities to work together and share information.
I'm a strong believer in collaboration.
Flagler County could expand its regulation of vacation rental properties in the not-too-distant future.
Flagler County Attorney Al Hadid says state lawmakers could pass new legislation governing short-term rentals within the next few years.
I think the likely outcome is that the platforms will have to register with the state. And there'll be a system of being able to know where the short-term rentals are throughout the state because of that are operated by the platforms. Now, that's just focusing on the platforms. When I'm talking there, Airbnb, VRBO, then you have individual folks who advertise. They may not use any of those platforms, and that's really going to depend upon the local enforcement at the local level.
Hadid explains to Real Estate Matters host Toby Tobin what enforcement at the local level could look like.
As far as what local governments can regulate, I think we'll see maybe some regulation on the amount of inspection fees. There are some jurisdictions where people claim the inspection fees are too high, that they're discriminatory, in other words, burdening property owners who want to use their properties for short-term rentals. So I think we'll see that. As far as the nuisance behavior, I think they will leave that to local regulation.
For more expert analysis like this, tune in for Real Estate Matters Saturdays at 11. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Daryl Newman.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.